How you doing, YouTube? Want to show you guys new deck I'm working on. For now, I kind of gave up on psychics. The deck just suffers a lot of problems. It takes too long to set up, and I'm sick of not being able to swarm the board. And it just seems like this meta is shifting more towards control. And so I decided to mess with TGs, but just my take, a different take on it. This build was inspired by Game Genie. You guys know Kyle, he goes to our locals. He has a different version of this, but this is what I've come up with. 2 Effect Veiler, 3 TG Warwolf, 3 TG Rhino, 3 TG Cyber Magician, TG Striker, Sangan, 3 Purpley Dragon, 3 MST, Mind Control, 2 Smashing Ground, 2 Pot of Duality, Book of Moon, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, 2 Torrential, 1 Skill Drain, 2 TG3 DX2, TG1 EM1, 2 D Prison, Solemn, 2 Warning, 2 Call, 2 Starlight Road. My extra deck: Army Arm, Catastor, Wonder Magician, Power Gladiator, Hyper Librarian, Bronek, Gaia Knight, Black Rose, Stardust, Scrap Dragon, Blade Blaster, Acid Golem, Leviair, Utopia, and Chaos 39 Utopia Ray. So you're wondering, why are you running TGs? Why aren't you, if you're running TGs, why aren't you running Horn of Phantom Beast and all that jazz? Well, that's to be expected, and to be honest, that's kind of what I side into. I side Beast King Barbarossa's additional skill drains and horns, so I sort of a transformational side. The deck, how it's currently built, my main deck plays more like an aggressive control deck without being slowed down too much by skill drain. I mean, I've run one because all my guys don't necessarily care about skill drain. The random effect veiler is there because MST is at 3 and skill drain kept getting blown up. So I dropped skill drain to 1 and threw the effect veilers in there because veiler can't get lanced or MST'd. And I don't like Inzectors going first and starting the stuff off, starting stuff with Hopper and and getting their searches and all that. So this is kind of a preemptive card. Now, what I liked about this deck when I watched Game Genie playing the deck was the tricks he did with Cyber Magician. First, you got to note that Cyber Magician has only one effect that's relevant, and that's if he's destroyed, you get to search by the end phase. The effect that allows him to synchro with cards in your hand is more like a condition or just part of who he is, kind of like Debris Dragon and Quick Draw Synchron. That effect cannot be negated by Phoenix Chain, Effect Veiler, or Skill Drain. And so when I was watching him play, it was just amazing. You summon TG Cyber Magician, you get so many people to read it on doing that work, and then a Veiler. You're like, okay, cool. Pitch Rhino. Then you go into Wonder Magician or Power Gladiator or Librarian, and they're just sitting there like, oh, I negated that. And say, well, yeah, bro, but this effect isn't negated. And what makes the play so awesome, I mean, it's, you're nagging, cards from your hand, but Game Genie was also running the TGX 3DX2. So this allowed you to overcommit. You could summon, pitch, synchro. When this dies, this becomes live. So with these 3 cards, the Cyber Magician, Rhino, TG3, you get to do something. If you go for one of these guys, I mean, this is a +1 when it hits the field. When it dies, you draw. This tramples the Spirit Reapers and the Gelen duos and their Sangans and whatever. Also, when it dies, you draw 1. Then when it's all said and done, you throw the stuff back and you draw 2, and you're ready to do it again. So overall, you're not losing anything, and that's what's amazing about that idea, and I give him props for that. The Smashing Ground is in there because it kind of combos with the transformational side where I go into full-on TG stun with the skill drains. TG1, EM1 is their best trap, but most of the times I'm not doing, summoning a random TG and then swapping it. I'm mainly going for the spam of synchros and then playing beatdown, and then I'm backing it up with my protection traps. Now, this is the win condition, Blade Blaster. I know a lot of people just kind of threw these away in their junk binder. But once this guy hits the field with 3,300 attack, he's there to stay for a while. His effect is during your opponent's turn, you can banish a TG monster in your grave to make him disappear into your standby phase. So that allows him to dodge Dark Hole or Smashing Ground or what have you on your opponent's turn. And then on your turn, you can dodge their Fiendish Chain, their Dimensional Prison, their Compulsory, their Mind Control, any spell or trap that targets simply by pitching a card from your hand. Now the pitch can hurt, but I mean this guy is huge, 3,300. He runs over BLS, and he just stays there. He's a monster. They have to figure out ways, to deal with him. And if you get this out early on Rabbit, even if they Forbidden Lance it, it's still bigger than the Dragon Exceeds, so they just can't run it over. And I like that a lot about this card. It's, like I said, it's kind of the win condition on its own. And all you need to do is Cyber Magician and one of these two guys. It's kind of a big card investment, but when you figure you can go Special Striker, Special Werewolf, Librarian, Normal Summon Magician, Pitch Rhino, Wonder Magician, blow up a card, draw a card, set your TG3 DX2. You can synchro during your opponent's turn, or just synchro right away for this guy. And then this is loaded, so I mean you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards that you can throw back with the TG card, or the TGX3 DX2. And I mean, that's something undeniable. I mean, like I said, this format is about control, and if you commit to the field, being able to stay on the field. And if you're not on the field, at least you need to have the advantage, or at least cards in hand to try to mount a comeback. And right now I'm just feeling how this is a chainable Pot of Avarice, chainable, letting me recycle my stuff. Once my opponent thinks that I've just overcommitted for no reason, I flip this card, and then I can do all kind of plays over and over again. Let me know what you guys think about the deck. If you have any suggestions. Again, I side into the regular TG drain. I didn't decide to go the main way because I never do what people expect to do. I mean, that's just not fun. Anybody can build a TG drain. This is my take on it, and I like this a lot. This is Dub K Dad, and I'm out.